There we are. Hello everybody, what's up? And I wanted to say today's video is going to be different than the others, you know. Um it's it's going to be more of like a not Starbreaker, it's the other one. I'm a cloudstrider. Yeah, cloudstrider. Yeah. So, as you can see, my character is a cloudstrider. It's my main. I do have a alt account, which is basically a second character. He's a warlock. I don't touch him enough to be able to give a detailed understanding. I want to make this very clear off the bat, though. I am in no way an expert top 10 player or anything like that. I am a free-to-play player who's very squishy, who tries his best, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if you guys are here to become the absolute best #1 cloudstrider, it's not going to be from me. If you want stuff like that, there's a lot of other people who have given out tutorials, guides, how to be the best. And you could also try and ask, say if you have them as a friend, you know, a cloudburster who's pretty up there. But if you don't have any of that, you don't care about being #1, or just looking for like new tips and tricks, hopefully this video is what's for you. So today we're going to be going to a place that most people I don't think use, and to get there you hold R1, go into gameplay screen, you go to challenges, and you go all the way down to training ground. Go there, go to this dude who's the orphan gang leader, and you enter training ground. Now here you can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can set your gear, you can set your skills, and you can summon enemies. See, like max is, I think, yeah, max is 3. So you can summon enemies that you can hit and hit them around for a little bit. You can also hit X and you get basic controls for every character, and I believe these two are for your specific class. See, for me, it's circulating ki or kwai. I'm just gonna call it ki because that's the best way to describe it, is just using ki. You get gold from it, so it's pretty good to complete them. It's a little bit annoying for my class because you have to manage the ki energy. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. All right, first things first. You have to know the roots. With any character, no matter what you play, whether it's Cloudstrider, Starbreaker, Warlock, Sword Dude, Gunner, it's gonna be in your gear. Now, I do not have the best gear, but you want gear that is tailored to help you. I am working on it. Today I got my Dragon Mantra footwear. I got this from Abyss Purgatory. Abyss Purgatory is great. You should always grind Abyss Purgatory. Because even if you don't get stuff for you, I get stuff for classes. Like this, I could give this to my Warlock. So if you have alternate accounts, grind Abyss Purgatory, and you know, you can just send that over to your other account, I believe. And if you guys have questions about that, I could show you guys. Are you going to be guaranteed the loot that you want? No. You can pray for higher chances, but take it from me, I have like a 20-something drop rate for a weapon. Have not seen that weapon at all. But yeah, you want stuff that boosts, say, your class. So I have this on, which is the Dragon Spirit breastplate. Now, two-piece set effect is cloudstrider active skill plus one sunfall. Damage is affected by more Morquai. Morquai means higher crit damage, with the crit damage bonus ranging from 5 to 25%. And then, of course, you get more as you have more pieces on. Four piece will be skill damage plus 5.5%. And adding, like, say, cooldowns, level pluses, dealing more damage to your skills or a specific skill in mind. You know, it's just good to have stuff that boosts your abilities and just your class too. Now, I also have this right here. This is not part of my class, but for how I play, it's good for me. The reason being is it this one? Is it the one that does the uh, is this not it? Hang on, let me find it. Is this it? Yeah, healthy and umbra. Here it is. Yeah, it's the necklace. Damage to scorch plus 5%. Now that for me is really good because my tiger stance and also my pet that I carry usually deal scorch damage. It it gets scorched on pretty quickly. So having this on for my playstyle is really good. And if you're playing cloudstrider, you should be switching stances all the time. So you should be getting a burn effect. If you don't see a burn effect, say you don't carry the right animal or I don't know, something's just not working, you can eat some food. Some foods have different type of boosts to how you do, giving you cryo, umbro, and pyro, among other things. So you can eat food too. Like I said, this is good for how I play. It might not be good for other people, but for me, it's pretty good. And like I said, I'm working still on it, so don't yell at me being, you don't have good gear on. I know I don't have good gear on. I might wear glasses, but I'm not fully. Anyway, I'm going to go into my skills now and show you guys my skills. So, to give you guys a full rundown, here's my configuration. I got the crane and tiger thing, which is called True Firefly's Light. That is why I'm trying to get my my weapon because that cools. It shortens the cooldown time. I also have Mind Soul Divided, Mind Desolation, which is your laser beam, the ultimate skill, which is True Duality, and I also got Body Shapeless. Now you're going to really want Body Shapeless. It's great. I got Body Formless, Key Helix, Blooming Palm, Summon Energy. If you're playing cloudstrider, you want this. If you don't use this, I think you're crazy. Boosts to your passives. Get all the passives. You want that. And I have the Heavenly Kick also equipped onto my character. Now, is that the best run? No, because I've seen other people put different skills on. Like, for instance, I've seen the top players, they have Shadow Step. They have Shadow Step on their characters. Now, I don't use Shadow Step. That doesn't mean that Shadow Step isn't good. From the looks of it, it looks like it's a good range thing to keep you from like getting too quickly killed from close range. It gives you some room between you two. All right, that's enough talking about that right now. So we're going to talk about skills. As you can see, I have to kind of like, if I hit the guys, it's gonna continue that countdown. So you get 2 minutes to basically hit the dummies with everything you got. It's just training practice. You can clear enemies, reset cooldowns, uh, reset battlefield, summon enemies, etc. More saying. We're not gonna mess with that too much because that's not what this is for. So we hit it. Countdown starts. You want to go immediately into your step. My bottom skill with the mountains, that's a damage boost. Circle does that spin attack, and I'm back into this thing. Boom. Just get a feel for your skills. As a cloud burster, you don't want to be in a skill 24/7. You want to be constantly shifting your skills from crane to tiger, because if you're staying in one, you're not getting the full potential of what you got. So as you can see, I got some skills now, right? So I'm going to use that one skill. I go into the air, I come down, circle, change, and then you can continue on your assault. Change. Boom. See how quick that is? You have to set it up really good, and it's not easy. It takes time. I'm going to go through all the skills that I can possibly do. So for the one thing, I'm in crane form right now. So let's talk about that whirlwind kick, that spin kick, which is my right skill. As you can see, I hold R1, I press circle. It does a pretty good AoE type thing. It also drags people in. Now, as you can see, my skill is now different. It's going to change back into whirlwind, but I'm going to talk about the skill. I like to call this crane electric ball. It is broken for PvP because many people don't know about how to use it. So you do that, and what I like to do is I like to stay in the air. I like to stay in the air because people don't usually have... Being in the air is risky because if you get hit in the air, you're kind of screwed. But it's good if you can pull off moves, especially as a cloudstrider. Give me 1 second and I'll explain to you why I stay in the air for a long period. We're right back to where we were before. Sorry about that. I had to get some papillon. Little side thing. After your 2 minutes, you're going to see a damage statistics type thing. Just hit back and you can go back into it. Now, the reason why I stay in the air, as a cloudstrider, you're a close melee class. You're going to be close. Your skills are more for close range combat, with the tiger being your best AoEs and crowd controls. Now, cloudstrider is not the best at crowd control, but out of the options, it's an okay class. That's all I'll say. It can be really good, but there's some limitations. Now, as I said, you're a close ranged class, which means for range, you don't have much. The range skills that you're going to be using is, one, your ultimates. The crane goes farther. The crane is more long distance. Tiger is more up close AoE, and cranes are more kind of like longer distance, but like less AoE focused and more personal focused for like a single target. You also have your Mind Desolation, which is your laser beam. In crane form, it's also a laser. In your tiger form, it is a tiger bomb AoE attack. Now, for the tiger bomb AoE attack, its range is short. Okay, its range is very short. So, you know, you go here, and then you go into your tiger, and then you can jump and get a little bit farther. That's why I like to stay in the air, because if I'm not in the air, I don't feel I get close enough. So I'm gonna stand here and try my tiger bomb. I still hit them, but it feels kind of short. Now, because I'm going to jump and close that distance. Oh, hang on, did the wrong move. Even people who have done this for a long time make mistakes. So standing from about the same area, I know science be damned. All right, we're not doing the exact same. You jump and then you can like kind of get a little bit closer. I know it's not much, but sometimes that jump, especially if you jump in and dash, is really good. So I'm going to go into here. The bottom skill that you see right now forces the souls out of your enemies to do more damage. What you do to the shadow will do a percentage of damage to the original host. It's a close ranged thing though, so you gotta be close. Also, remember what I said about those rings? Those rings are very good. So I'm going to combine skills. And what I mean is I'm going to show you. I'm going to hold my left shoulder button, and then I'm going to go into the air and kick back. You always want to use that as kind of like a kickback maneuver. It's hard to explain exactly what I mean. I don't know how to explain it all that well. So basically, you can combine things, as I've shown you. You can combine different attacks. I'm going to force their souls out, and there I did the back kick and the crane bomb. You can combine those two. If you have all the skills, you could also throw in the long distance crane attack. Now the problem with Cloudburster is because what stance you're in changes the abilities you have on hand. It's difficult in other classes because, well, I don't know how other classes are, but it's difficult because I don't know any other real class where you kind of have to deal with more than just your basics skills. And what I mean by that is certain classes, the one thing's going to be always an AoE slash. For the cloudstrider, your AoE, which is the tiger bomb, if you changed into crane, is now a laser. You have to always know what stance you're in, and you always have to know what type of battle is going on and the best way to approach. Now for that jumping kick thing, I also like to jump up because they can barely get to me. You see how I combined those skills together? It takes time. Oh my god, my connection. I still haven't fixed that. The amount of times I bring it up, most of it's just satire, you know. It's just me letting off some steam. But you see how I combined those moves. That is good in regular PvP. It can be good in ranked PvP too. You just have to be careful because ranked PvP, you have to focus on your energy conserving. Basically, you have, for energy conservation, linking skills can be good. You have to know when to drop the enemy though. And what I mean by that is you have the attack, keep attacking, and then once that health bar, you'll see like a star in their health bar. If it gets close to that star, or like you've combined two skills, dash back and put some room between you two. Wait for those skills to come back and recharge. Give yourself some breathing room, get your energy to come back. And then if you can, if it's the right thing to do, you can then go back to attacking him and just know when to drop, when to get out of there and let him go. Because using all your skills is a very bad idea, because it's dumb because you're not conserving energy. Energy is limited in team PvPs, or ranked PvPs, I should say. Any ranked solo PvP ranks, it's energy conservation. Team PvP ranks, it's energy conservation. Now, in Mind Wars, like I showed you, you don't have to worry about all that, but you should still know when to drop an enemy because they do have that one thing that all players have, which is where they can either dash out and have a little bit of hyper armor. As you can see, there's like that white line at the top right there. That's basically kind of like an it's kind of like an armor thing, and I'm sure all of you have experienced the phenomenon on PlayStation where you have to click in your one thumbstick to have superior hyper armor activated, which basically allows you, it's kind of like a get out of jail free card where you can get out of being juggled by enemies. Your enemies have it too. If you keep attacking them willy-nilly, they're going to use that, and guess what? You got no skills to use if they come at you. You're defenseless. It's not a good thing to do in any thing that's not just regular PvE. PvE, go ham, go wild, go crazy. I don't. It's PvE. You don't really have to worry that much about the enemies going at you, except for maybe say hex chests. Hex chests because it's bosses and they're a little bit beefier than most bosses, regular bosses. You might want to be a little bit conservative. But like I said, with cloudstrider, your greatest adversary is one, going through the stances. Don't stay in a stance for too long. Switch the stances because if I'm correct, or at least in my opinion, it feels like skills cool down longer. It also adds variety to your attacks, you know? If I'm constantly switching stances, I can deal far away damage, I can deal close damage, and the enemy will be kind of screwed from both sides. In theory, in practice, it's a little bit harder to do, but it works sometimes. Now, the whole thing is sometimes. There is no foolproof PvP character guide, alright? What could work one day may not work again another day. What works against one player very well may not work against another player very well. You have to take the time to practice and learn your character no matter what it is. And I know that's a basic type thing, you know. Oh, that's obvious. Yes, it's obvious, but sometimes the obvious things in life are the things that people skip over so easily. You see this training? I don't know anyone other than me. I'm sure there are people who take time to go to the training room at least a little bit. You know, I don't go here every day, God no. But I do come here sometimes to brush up on skills, even though I'm not the best at what I do. It's not easy playing cloudstrider as you basically have three characters in one. You have your basic stance, which you never want to be in your basic stance. Basic stance doesn't do enough damage. That's why it's basic. That's why they give you the option to change, and why I say anyone who doesn't use that option to change is crazy and also not doing their character enough justice. Because why would you purposely not use a damage boost unless you're a masochist, sometimes like me, who plays Dark Souls and loves to be punished for some reason? So basically, use the stance thing. Out of all the skills that I've shown you, for the love of God, use the stance changer one. It is the best thing that everybody who's a cloudstrider will rock. Every cloudstrider that I have seen and or know has a stance changer. Now, unfortunately, not all cloudstriders do stance change enough, but in my opinion, again, you don't have to take it. It's just my advice. You want to be switching stances kind of often. Do you have to switch stances all the time? No. If you don't know how to switch stances at the right time, you're not going to do yourself a favor, because skills will not... you have to be fluid with the skills. So use like maybe one or two and change, because then you get the other skills that you can possibly use. And I'm going to try and show you guys. So I'm going to step in my thing, and I'm going to use that, and then I always do wind, stance change. I got that. Back up. I can do this, stance change, and then tiger bomb. You see what I did there? And now I can just boom, boom. I don't have to wait as long for when I do that. I'm constantly like waiting max maybe 3 seconds for certain things. It's quick. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the best way to play a cloudstrider, because if you can pull it off nicely and effectively, then you're gonna be a person who people don't always want to mess with. Am I going to say you're a god because you can switch? No. Just because you switch doesn't mean you're going to be able to fight off higher level people with better armor. Unfortunately, if they got better armor, they got better armor than you. Alright, I'm going to be real honest with you. Does that mean you can't kill them? No, I've killed people with better armor than I have. I've gone on win streaks, maximum of 2, which doesn't seem like a lot, and admittedly, it's not a lot. Alright, but for a free-to-play player who's pretty squishy, in my opinion, I say I'm pretty squishy, it is revolutionary, if I do say so myself. And I'm gonna exit out of there. I'm just gonna show you guys my like power and stuff like that. So we go into here. My power is only a 36k, nearly 37k. So let's just say nearly 37, because it's the closer to that. I can fight off people, I can do good, and there's been times where people have jumped me in game, and I've held my own enough to make them at least back off from me. If you can get the enemy to back off, you're doing something good. Alright? You don't have to kill the enemy, you don't have to do that, you just have to get them to say, hey, you know, don't take me lightly. It's good to be able to do that because, hey, your friends could be coming at the next second in Mine Wars. Alright? You could buy them enough time to come and back you up. Or you can be the person who's backing up your friends. And again, also, if you haven't watched the Mine Wars video, watch the Mine Wars video. It's not perfect, but it helps people understand Mine Wars better than going in blind. In Mine Wars, make sure you're looking around your teammates. Because the thing that I noticed from my server, at least, is that there are times when they can heal you and people walk past you just to fight that enemy. Now, should you heal your teammates 24/7? No. No, you should not revive your teammates every single time that you see them go down. Why? Because if you're not doing it right, you're a target. I have died multiple times in the game because I thought I could pull off a revive, and either A, the enemies all looked at me and said, hey, we gotta stop this guy, or B, you accidentally get too close to an attack and you get kind of caught between the crossfire. But if you see the opportunity to, and you believe that you can do it and not die, take that opportunity. If no one's around, like say, you know, 2 of your friends are jumping one guy, don't be the third guy jumping in. 2 of your people should be enough to keep him off to revive that 4th person. Because if you got 4 people jumping one dude, no matter what class they are, is going to be a lot better than, say, 3 or 2. You always want to have the majority of numbers, and it's asinine to not pick up a person to have more people in the fight, because like I said, their friends could be on the way and they could be just holding them off. You don't know who's going to be coming around that corner to your base, if he's friendly or if he's the enemy. So have the numbers. If you see a person down and you can revive them if you can. So basically, that's my little bit of a tangent along with my guide video. I know it's not gonna be the most helpful guide video out there. Honestly, the best piece of advice that I want to close this is just spend time working with your character and seeing what's right. Do not take my word as I have to do this, I gotta do this, or gospel, whatever have you. I want you to take what I have and put it to the test and draw your own conclusions. Does this work? If so, yes, I'll keep it. Does this work? If not, I'll change it. Just because I have those skills on me does not mean you have to have those skills on me. Like I said, the top cloudstrider character, they use that shadow step. I don't use that shadow step. The one thing that all cloudbursters should have, like non-negotiable, is your stance changes. You should always have a stance change. Never not have a stance change on your character skills. Because if you're not using that, you're not using your full power. And basically, you're gonna hit like... It's gonna be like hitting the enemy with stuffed animals taped to your fists. You know, every time you hit them, it's gonna be squeak, squeak. So, the one takeaway is stance change is a must-have. Learn your characters, get gear that benefits you, better gear than mine, if I do say so. Just make sure you're finding what works for you. Like I said, that crane ball, for me, works very well in PvP. In PvP, I've seen people not use it. For me, jumping into the air to get some distance of some longer range is better for me. I've seen people who don't stay in the air as much as I do. Find what works for you and train it. Test it out on those dummies. It's there for a reason. It's not there just to teach you the basics. It's there so you can hone your skills. It's there so you can learn how to chain combo. It's there to figure out what goes well after I've used this skill. What skills mesh well together. If you do things that I've told you in this video, I guarantee you, if you're struggling as a cloudstrider, that you will improve in some aspect. Will you be number one? No. No, you will not be number one using my videos, because I do not do enough in-depth analysis, statistics, etc., what have you. I do not study my character enough to say I will get you to number one. Do you want to know how to help out your teammate and not feel like you're doing nothing? Then you're in the right place, because I'm going to make sure I do with anything in my power to make sure that you are at least some way, shape, or form helpful to the team. In Mine Wars, you do not have to be the person who hits the highest damage. You do not have to get the most kills, the most assists, or the most base captures. You can do what I do and focus on reviving your team. Be the team medic, for Pete's sake. You know, it seems like a stupid job, but then when you really think about it, it's the most crucial job in Mine Wars. is way better than anything else because you're keeping people in the game longer so they can get that kill. You don't have to kill the person. You just have to buy people enough time to either get to you, pull off the revive, or something like that. People have this mentality that they have to be number one in damage. They have to have the most kills. Does it feel good? Heck yeah, it does. Of course it feels good. That's why people do it. People wouldn't do it if it didn't feel good to them. But you don't have to have that mindset, that mentality that you have to be there if that's not who you feel or think you are. You don't have to be a DPS powerhouse. You can help your team in so many other ways. You can help others in so many ways. Find what you like. Find what works for you. Spend time learning. Trust me, there's enough time to find something new in this game that you didn't know. I finish all my daily stuff under an hour, basically. I haven't done Hex Chest yet because I'm recording this video, but you can find stuff to do relatively quickly. There is time there. You just have to make time to learn. There is enough time to learn something. And I'm not saying it has to be the most revolutionary thing ever. It could just be something quick and simple that you may have not known. Something, whether it's useful or not, you know, it's something new. It opens your mind to something majority. If I can do this, well, what else can I do? And then you can have theories to put to test and see, hey, this is really good. No one else is using this. It's my trump card. Or, hey, you know, this doesn't work, so I'm not going to use it. Or you could find that other middle ground is like, it's not great, but not enough people know about it, so it could be my, like, contingency plan. Basically, if you're doing PvP, another thing that I will recommend you have is this one right here that I have highlighted. It is the rings where you jump backwards. That thing is just OP. It hones in on the enemy, and you can go in to battle. Say you're in a fight with someone, all right, and you realize this isn't where I should be right now. You know, say you go in thinking you could deal damage, and the person starts putting the hurt on you. You can use that to put some distance. It's not very much, but it helps you go backwards so you can get away and get out of there, while also using it as an attack. As an attack, it is very good. You know, it keeps people away from you, and it keeps people on their toes. Now, another thing that I want to show you guys really quickly before I end this video is I'm going back into Training Ground. Now, this is something I don't think enough cloudstriders know. All right, so you got your dummy. I'm only going to need one for this. All right, boom. Most people do this. They hold their one trigger, their left trigger, and then they just tap the stance change, right? They tap the stance change. Now, you do not want to do that. All right, I'm going to reset the battlefield. And instead, I'm going to show you what you want. All right, boom. You have attacked the dummy. Hold your left L1 and hold triangle. Holding triangle will bring up this wheel. The oranges are tiger stance. The blues are crane stance. If you want to guarantee what stance you're going into, hold triangle and pick the stance for the battle that you want. And then boom, I'm in crane stance. Hold it. Oh, I can't do it right now, but like, you get what I mean, right? If the one part of a battle, if everybody's grouped together and you don't want a 50-50 chance on what skill could be next, if you're like in base form, and if you don't want to have that roulette spin, hold triangle, hold the stance change button, and choose which one's good for the battle in front of you. If it's tiger, aim it towards tiger. If it's crane, use your right thumbstick to aim it towards crane. Is it uncomfortable to do? Yes, because how I have it set up, I have to actually like use a different finger for it. But it's so good, and more people don't know about it, or more people don't talk about it. So that is a little secret trick that many people don't know that you can do with a cloudstrider class. Many people don't understand that they can do that, or they don't talk about it. It's not explained nearly enough as people use this class. So anyway, that's the last thing that I wanted to say about cloudstrider. If you find this guide helpful, leave a comment saying, hey, this helped me out. Leave a like, share it with someone who's struggling with being a cloudstrider. If you find it helpful, I'm glad it helped you. It's what I do. Helping people is what I do. It's my goal, it's my job, it's my mission. If you guys have tips for me, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I welcome tips. Just because I'm giving you guys tips doesn't mean like, I can't give this guy tips. You could give me tips no matter like what class you play. Give people tips. Say you're a cloudstrider, all right? And your friend is your friend's a different class. I'm gonna say he's a warlock because my ult's a warlock. All right, for some reason he's having problems. Well, here's what you do. You're the exact same character, so teach them how to counter you, what you usually do, or what you've seen other people who are your class doing. If you go into the air for an attack like me, and your buddy's like, man, they keep hitting me with this one thing, I'm like, well, you do know that when they go into the air, it's like a majority is a good chance that they're going to attack you with something. And giving that little bit of information is already leaps and bounds better than anything in the world. It's so good to have that because it's game changing. Now, the more depth you talk about those skills, of course, the more it's going to help your teammates, your friends counteract it. So if you can help your teammates, be the smart person and help your teammates. That's all I wanted to share. If you found this helpful, again, show it some love and use what I've taught.